welcome to Okon Bros.
What's up, everybody? Happy Monday morning. Monday morning on the West Coast. And
Happy Monday!
the day before Election Day.
I have a feeling nothing is going to be resolved.
No, I disagree. I think it's going to be turmoil, but man, this is so. Do you see what they did? I was watching the news earlier. Actually, I was like watching Twitter earlier. That's my news source. They're literally boarding up all of New York City. Every business is closing down tomorrow.
Oh my god!
Over
the amount of rides that we have tomorrow, we were like, oh, like we were doing really good.
We're not anymore, right?
But tomorrow is like everyone's like, I want to be home.
Remember, that's what George
whoever
Anderson
was traveling, or they're no longer traveling.
That's what George Anderson said, where he's like, I'm voting on Election Day and I'm going the fuck home and I'm locking the doors. We submitted our votes, though.
Yeah.
We submitted our votes. We're done.
Boston's doing the same thing.
Horrible.
Armageddon.
I think that was Chaz. That might be Chaz. I'm not sure.
It could be. You know what I'm thinking of doing?
No.
For the thumbnail for our Wednesday night show, it's going to be us, but I want to do a background and apocalyptic. The thumbnail. I want to make like an apocalyptic.
You should do like a red and a blue, like we're, one's red and one's blue.
No, Chicago was a ghost town all weekend. This is just crazy.
It's a fucking election. Like, listen,
I remember when the night Trump was elected, I could not go to sleep.
Oh, I slept like a baby.
I couldn't go to sleep.
Why?
It's crazy. You guys like my green light?
Very Christmassy. Getting ready for the season. I read a tweet the other day. It was so funny. He's like, why do we call it a holiday season when it's literally one day? Thanksgiving is one day and Christmas is one day. Why do we call it a season? Chaz Berry in the house. What's up, CB? Chaz said that.
You can't show that picture.
I'm not going to, no, but this podcast is a PG-13 podcast, but Chaz sent a picture today and it was all these baseball cards.
I mean, it's a rated R podcast. His Chaz's content is like, NC-17.
NC-17. So Chaz did a picture of all these baseball cards, and Eric Schmucky Eric was like, Michael collects baseball cards. And I did. I used to collect baseball cards all the time when I was a kid, and I actually just gave all of them to my kids. And the top baseball card was that big porn star, the big black porn star with the 18-inch schlong. Thank you, Jen. Yes, that's very Green Lantern-ish behind you.
My superpower.
George Grossman, hi from Switzerland. Hello, George. Thank you for tuning in. But this election, this is the finale. If anyone knows, story-wise, this is the dark night of the soul. This is where it gets really, really bad.
Yeah.
We're not here to sound the alarm, but Jesus Christ, I'm fucking nervous. And I shouldn't be, right? The government can't stop you from becoming your true potential, right? And all that stuff.
I mean, that's what they say.
The science of getting rich. But let me tell you something. The government is certainly stopping our potential now.
You know what I look at? There are certain people, certain companies that are thriving.
Yeah. Amazon and Facebook.
Right.
What does Kramer call them? We need more Baby Yodas. Oh, no, I put my Baby Yodas back.
Put Baby Yoda to bed.
Yeah. We watched it. Did you watch the first episode?
I watched The Mandalorian.
What'd you think?
I thought it was a ton of fun.
And Jon Favreau knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
Every time.
I thought it was a ton of fun. And I think that it's good fun. It feels like a Western, and just he goes on adventures. And I think
that's exactly right.
With one overarching story of him trying to get Baby Yoda back where he needs to go.
Amy Goldstein says the final countdown. Ain't that the truth? Amy, you said something last week, and I didn't bring it up, but Amy and I went to college. Really great to see you again, Amy. No, Bob, Kanye West is not going to win. He's too busy
Get back to school, Alex.
Alex, go back to school. Amy said something last week where she said, don't pay off your mortgage. Amy, if you have a minute to tell us about that. Guri Rajput says hello. Amy, why shouldn't someone pay off their mortgage?
What does that mean?
Because I want to pay off my mortgage. We were talking about last week. I would love to have a zero mortgage.
Sure.
But she mentioned last week, don't pay off your mortgage. I think I read that right.
Yeah, we're preppers by nature. Anyone else preppers? I mean, I have 4 freezers. We have generators. We have medicine,
guns and ammo.
Guns, ammo. Gonna see me marching down the street.
Yep. Unless it's gonna just blow over.
No, I don't think no one's gonna let that happen.
You think Trump's gonna win again?
I don't know. I can't tell you.
What do you think, people? Is Trump gonna win again? Is the Senate gonna go Democratic? Is Biden gonna win? I have no idea. Amy says because of interest. Interesting. It's your biggest interest deduction. I think my mom told me that once.
Certainly there is an advantage to owning real estate.
Yeah.
Because you always have something to write off and whatnot. You have something to borrow against. So
I honestly, I have no idea who's going to win tomorrow. Normally, like, my dreams tell me. I feel like my dreams have like told me that Trump could win again, but I don't know if that was my own thought process.
Well, you said you're like being psychic, that you've had your dreams.
No, I know. It was the night before last year. Chaz can verify that. Chaz Berry in Las Vegas can verify that. I called Chaz. I said he's going to win. And I don't know. Robin Appel says, I know what I'm hoping for. Michael Short says, not buying the idea. It will blow over. And then Amy Gold says, no Trump. I just want the economy to come back. I don't care who's in office. I just want the economy to come back. This is absolutely horrible. You know, am I a Trump fan? No, not by any stretch of the imagination.
We do. I mean, a little off the topic, but we do have a little bit of good news on the Okon Bros front. We're at 728 subscribers. We should touch 1,000 by the end of the week.
Show those muscles, bro.
If not sooner. And then our interview with the Critical Drinker, if you haven't checked out yet, 20,000 other people have, which is just crazy.
I just want to mention, I've never spoken to 20,000 people in my life.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's the scope of it's huge. And what's amazing is he's getting 2 million views on a video. We got like 20,000, which is unbelievable, and it's so exciting.
We're gonna interview Trump one day, bro.
We interviewed this morning this guy by the name of Vegan Gains,
Richard Burgess.
It's going to be live. We do a new interview release every Thursday, and we changed it now. It's going to be Thursday morning instead of Thursday evening. But Thursday morning, 8 a.m. is going to be an Okon Bros interview. We interviewed this guy by the name of Vegan Gains. Definitely look him up on YouTube.
Smart fucking guy. Smart guy. Yeah. You know, deals with a lot of personal issues, a lot of anger issues and depression and everything. But my God.
Yeah, he has 350,000 subs.
Yeah. Really,
and it's because he's so honest. You can't bullshit him. Yeah. And he's so honest with himself. If you're not honest with yourself, he can't fucking take it.
Who did he remind you of?
Yeah, definitely Dad a little bit.
100%.
Yeah.
Dad was, you couldn't lie to our father. You pulling it up?
I had to put that up.
100%.
What do you guys think? 100%.
I feel like that should be Eric and my catchphrase. 100%. Because 100%. I say Eric and I say, 100%. Yes.
Yeah. Everyone needs like a catchphrase.
I don't think Joe Rogan has a catchphrase. Howard's catchphrase
says, "What's up, bitches?"
All right. Hello, freak bitches.
I don't think he needs to make like a t-shirt out of it or anything. But
hello, freak bitches. Howard is
hey now.
So I think we want to do like 100%. 100%.
Yeah, David Dobrik. I don't know if you know him, Michael.
Sounds familiar.
He's just a prolific influencer. And he was the guy doing the Borat thing.
Yeah,
like he gives people cars, and like I don't know what
like
he
John
does.
Krasinski. He looks just like John Krasinski.
Yes, I can't tell you what this guy does. But it's kind of like a Keeping It with the Kardashians type thing where he's just infectious to watch. You know, where you just want to kind of see what he's going to do next.
100%.
Spell the guy's name for Thursday. Well, that's going to be in a few weeks. Let me go over the schedule of the next few weeks of interviews. So this Thursday, we have Ivor Cummins, and that's IVORCUMMINS. He's
anti-COVID. He's an anti-COVID guy.
And we talk about calcium scores, we talk about vitamin D, and we talk about COVID-19.
Big health guy, and he's like completely against what's happening with COVID now.
Yeah, but he's got a huge YouTube channel also, and then also in 2 weeks, so 2 weeks from Thursday, we have this guy Tristan Haggard. He runs kind of this lifestyle brand called Primal Edge Health, and he is living off the grid in Ecuador.
Yep.
And just talking with
him. He farms himself. His kids pick the eggs in the morning from the chicken.
His kid, he was from California, and he picked up and he left, and like he basically saw what 2020 was going to be like.
He thought it was going to be in 2012.
Yeah. He moved, I think, in like 2010 or something, right? Or was it whenever it was?
He's been there 10 years.
Yeah, he's been there 10 years, and he's living off the grid. And then in 3 weeks from Thursday
that's Thanksgiving. I don't know if we're going to launch Thanksgiving. Maybe we'll do it the day before.
November 19th.
That's Thanksgiving, I think.
I don't think it really matters.
I don't want to do vegan games on Thanksgiving. I think that he
we'll figure it out.
No, that's not. The 26th is Thanksgiving.
Okay, so yeah, we have another interview coming up, but we're interviewing him on Wednesday. But yeah, on November 19th, we're interviewing Vegan Gains, and that's VEGAN space GAINS. And
the guy's unreal.
Yeah, and like he's
got some following. He's the face of veganism.
Yeah. You can't mess with him, and he does really interesting videos, and he's completely data and science driven. So yeah, that's our goal. We want to be an unbiased channel that interviews everybody from all walks of life, and we realized we were interviewing a lot of people based on carnivore keto type diet, and we had to start getting vegans on too to see what their opinion is. And I mean, maybe I'm stupid, but man, when I talk to people, it's like they can turn me real easy. Like everybody makes sense.
Everybody makes sense. Like when someone talks, I totally agree with that person, and then when the other side talks, I'm like, I totally agree with that person. It shows you I have like absolutely no mind of my own. No. I have no mind of my own.
I feel the same way.
When Donald Trump talks, I'm like, that kind of makes sense. And then when Joe Biden talks, I'm like, that kind of makes sense.
Yes. Like you hear about you hear about people who are on keto and be like, yeah, that totally works. And then like speaking to Vegan Gains, you're like,
that kind of makes sense.
Like, is cholesterol really good for you?
Right.
Like, I don't know what to believe anymore.
Right. Your kids are looking for you?
Yeah.
What's the matter?
What's up, Zach? Okay.
Interrupted by the children yet again.
Yeah.
Well, we are going to start we're going to start Vegan Games. That's what he should be calling his channel.
Vegan Gaming.
Vegan Games.
Yeah.
Instead of Vegan Games.
So speaking of what we actually wanted to talk about, how to stay positive the rest of this week.
You guys got to be cool, calm, and collected tomorrow after all the shit that's going to be happening. Because if Trump wins, the left is going to go fucking berserk. And if Biden wins, expect the right to, kind of do the same shit. Although I will be asked, hey, look who, there's CBs in the back. Hey, Zachary.
Go ahead.
Look, I mean, when Obama won, there were no riots, right? Like there was no rioting when Obama became president twice.
It's a different world right now.
No, if you watch Fahrenheit 9/11, when Bush was elected, they were throwing eggs at his car. There's a definite, let's call a spade a spade. I mean, the
keep talking.
Yeah. The left, freaks out. They riot. I've noticed it. And I'm not against the left. I vote blue, but like, when the left wins, I don't see the right going and just destroying businesses. I don't see that. And if someone has, please tell me.
We're going to find out.
We're going to find out. Because if Biden wins, I would love to see the right just go and destroy all the businesses.
I don't know who asked this, but it's an interesting question. How do you start a new career in this crisis? Just by doing. I mean,
our mother started a new career. She became a medium, and she's doing very well. She made more money in 2 weeks doing medium, talking to the dead, basically, than we made selling books. And these are my books, right? Like I've 20, I've written 20 books.
She's made more than we've done with the podcast, but I just feel like you have to, I think the key is sticking to what you know, sticking to what you like, and not giving up.
My throat.
And not giving up. you know, that's what we're doing with this podcast, and we consider this another side gig, and we own our own business. You know, I mean, BLS is our identity, but can't be afraid to put in the hours, can't be afraid to work, and anything's possible. You just have
now's the time. But you see, the thing is that you have to start it.
Yeah,
you could sit and you could talk all day long. You know, Eric and I starting the podcast, it was literally, we have to start filming each other, and that's it. We got to create a podcast. It was that was the idea, and here we are. We're almost 750 subscribers later. Amy Goldstein just said there was so much less hate in the world when Obama got in. I hated George W. Bush, and you know, like they were throwing eggs at the cavalcade when he was going through Washington, when he was elected president. You know, watch Fahrenheit 9/11. And Michael Moore has it documented that people were furious that George W. Bush got in, but when Obama got in, no one was throwing eggs at his cars. So again, I'm not right and I'm not left. I'm telling the truth of what I see.
Virtually everybody that I meet is socially liberal and like fiscally conservative. Like everybody wants to make more money, and everybody wants to, you know, no one cares what another person does. Yep. So I don't quite understand the huge schism and split in our society. Drives me crazy. Everybody I meet so level-headed. Everybody.
I've never met a psycho like lefty social justice warrior. I only read their stuff on Twitter.
I don't know where they exist.
Yeah, I've never met anyone like that.
Yeah.
And the same thing with the right. I've never met like a gun-toting right-wing Christian conservative.
You know, who really cares if two gay people get married. I've never met someone that actually cares.
Nope. And so same thing with the transgender. If someone identifies as if it's a man and identifies as a woman, good for them. Like it doesn't bother me at all. It doesn't matter to us at all. To the Okins, it makes no difference. But for the people that are so like psycho about it, it's like, chill the fuck out. Like, this is America. Everyone can believe what they want. It's when you start inflicting harm on other people, that's when the waters start to get, you know, muddy and murky. Mm-hmm. But ultimately, Eric and I, you know,
and that was Casey. What's up, Casey?
What's up, Casey?
Yeah, she has had to find a new career. Casey, look up Gary V. Look up Gary V. On YouTube. And he gives a great deal of advice on how anybody can start a new gig, and it's in unusual ways. But it's not, I won't say unusual, but it's new thinking. So definitely try and look that up.
Yeah. George from Switzerland said, we're all human. Yes, we're all human. Everyone has a right to believe in what they want.
If you set your mind to it, remain positive, you can do anything.
It's pretty standard. That's pretty standard. The problem is it's very hard to remain positive if you're sitting and watching the news and all the bad shit that's happening in the world. But you know, everyone should read The Science of Getting Rich. I know I've said that a million times. We're
going to continue preaching it because it works.
Yeah, absolutely. Read The Science of Getting Rich. He talks about the government.
I look at positivity like a diet, where if you look at day to day, it's very hard to see yourself losing weight or gaining muscle or getting healthier. Very hard to see. And that's the same thing with remaining positive and setting your mind to it. It's very hard to see minute by minute, day by day. But all of a sudden, if you continue it and you keep trying at it, after a year, you're going to see results. But there's nothing quick. You know, because when you're on a diet, you gain weight, you lose weight, you cheat, you get sick, and you know, so whatever happens, you get a cold, and you know,
a setback.
You get a setback, you get busy, but that's the same thing with thinking positive. It's the long game. And
that's brilliant, Eric. That's a really nice way of looking at it, because it's the truth.
Thank you.
It's the absolute truth.
You know, and it's really hard to see the big picture, but removing yourself and becoming self-aware of your strengths, of your weaknesses, I think is super important.
And being open-minded.
Yeah. Listening to everybody. And
that's what you want to laugh. One of the best compliments we ever got was about an hour ago when we interviewed Vegan Gains. This guy attacks people. He's on his YouTube channel, and he literally is just making fun of carnivores. He's making fun of vegans. And I got to tell you, I was really, really nervous to talk to him today because I didn't want him attacking us. I mean, Eric and I were carnivores.
We were stressing over it, and
I certainly was. I was having a lot of issues with it. But
yeah, we go into interviews like we don't like planning at all.
Yeah,
maybe we'll plan the first question just to kind of see where we want it to go.
Mm-hmm.
But as we were planning, I'm like, you know what? No, we have to ask this question first. Just as you get on, you kind of get inspiration. But yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Well, the idea that, he was going to come on and I was afraid he was going to skewer us or he was going to really try and make our name look bad. We had a really insightful conversation between the three of us. He answered our questions. He was very engaging, and we didn't see eye. Like I'm not a vegan, but I asked him at the end. I said, "What'd you think of the interview?" He said it was dope, and I said, "Why?" He's like, "You guys are really cool, and the idea that you guys are open minded." Right. He's like, that's where people go wrong, is that if you're not open-minded, if you're so stuck in your ways and you're like, my way's the right way and that's it, you got to see both sides of the aisle.
Yeah, people. If you're dogmatic about your approach to anything in life,
you're not going to get
so hard. It's so hard to do that because you block yourself in, and then if you have to change, and I'm preaching to myself on this because it's so hard to break habits like that. We're constantly trying to help ourselves, and we just had a meeting with the BLS team today at noon, and basically having the same discussion on that. We have to remain positive, and we have to do what we have to do. And during the call, everybody started talking, and I got choked up.
Stop saying
I got choked up of the words that everybody was saying. And the camaraderie and the support.
Yeah, the problem is people are so dogmatic in their approach, and they don't see the forest from the trees. I have my own. Everyone has their own opinions on politics. Everyone has their own opinions on diet and weight loss. And look, we interviewed a guy today. He hasn't eaten an animal product in 10 years. And Eric and I, that's all we live on. We eat animal products. But you know what? His ideas were actually pretty good. Mm-hmm. Made a lot of sense listening to him. So we weren't against his beliefs. He has every right to believe that eating animals is bad, just like we have every belief to say, eating animals isn't so bad. But, maybe his ideas were right. That's what's so cool about the podcast, is that we're talking to people from all different walks of life. And, the right's wrong and the left is wrong and the right is right and the left is right. It's scary that people are so dogmatic in their approaches.
Yeah, it gets it's frustrating to me.
Because people watch movies and they think it's a good guy versus a bad guy, and it's just not the case.
Yeah.
Thanos Thanos wanted to kill everyone in the universe, half of everyone in the universe, because his theory was technically right. It was too many people, right? So Thanos wasn't really wrong.
Well, I mean, some people, even the worst of people, you can find some goodness in them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I don't think people can say that about Donald Trump, but try.
I don't know.
I don't know. I know a lot of people don't like him and everything, and I'm not pro-Trump, but you still got to find something that's good in people, because that just reflects back on you.
I'm not pro-Trump or pro-Biden. I'm just
want the economy back. I want this fucking virus to be gone.
But it's peaking in the Midwest now, right? Is that what?
Who knows? Who the fuck? Yes.
I don't know.
There was 80,000 cases or something, or 90,000 cases. I didn't even know that many people lived in North Dakota.
Right.
In South Dakota, wherever it's spiking right now. But Vegan Gains had a really interesting way of looking at it. You have more people coming up?
Do you both think there will be issues on November 3rd? Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of issues. I think nothing is going to be resolved. And I actually just read a post from a friend from high school, James Annucci. And he basically said that,
I remember James.
Yeah, he was rock star type of guy.
Yeah, nice kid.
Metal. Yeah, he said that the election is never decided on election night, and it's only ever decided in December. That usually a president will concede based on the data provided by the news, and that's what usually happens. So it would be interesting to see what happens
I think if the left wins, if Trump wins, the left is going to go absolutely berserk, and they're going to loot and they're going to riot and they're going to freak out. And I think that if Biden wins, I think you're going to see some of that from the right too. I really do. Trump could win and then lose the Senate, and then he's just going to be a lame duck for 4 years because he won't be able to get anything passed. Biden gets in, he's going to have a Republican Senate, and he's not going to be able to get anything passed. So really and truly, it's not up to us, people. Like, yes, you could vote. You know, everyone says you have a voice. You have a voice. Vote. Yes, vote. But get to fucking work. Go start your business. Go make money. Go influence people. Go write a book. Thank you, Joanne. Thank you. The people that are rioting and saying this is unfair, too fucking bad. Too fucking bad. Go to work. Go get a job. Go support a family. Go, make a movie. Go do something.
Mike, but in another thought, that's not fair of you to say.
Why not?
Because some people maybe aren't afforded those possibilities.
And
they are felt. Listen, I'm just putting the other side of the argument.
Sure, I'm glad you're doing that.
And they are felt that they don't have those types of opportunities.
Bullshit. Everyone on planet Earth has the same opportunities as the next guy. The poorest man on planet Earth can go and become the richest man in the world if he follows the science of getting rich, or the secret, or the science of, or the power of your subconscious mind. It is bullshit. It is 100% bullshit. I don't buy that argument at all. You are in charge of your destiny. The government is not in charge of your destiny. You have to pay taxes, right?
Sure.
You got to pay taxes. You can't break laws, right? You can't go and shoot your neighbor because they're eating meat and you're not. You can't do that. There are laws that you have to abide by, but ultimately, besides those laws, you are in control of your own destiny. And for the people that say the government is in control of it, they're not enlightened. I'm sorry. I disagree 100%. The people, yes, our father came to this country penniless, people. Our father came to this country with nothing.
Was it a different time back then? Were there more opportunities back then?
There's more opportunities now. Can you imagine if Dad had social media and he back in the 60s or 70s when he got here? Can you imagine what his business would have been if he would have done what we're doing now? If he would have put himself out there and tried to show what his business is all about, what BLS is all about. We're a global car service. We have offices all over. We drive entertainers and celebrities and movie productions and TV and politicians and everything. Do you know what his business would have been? You are in control of your destiny. The government's not. And once people realize this, there will be harmony in the world. People will understand it doesn't matter who's in power.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's money in harmony.
Robin says, my worry is that people who have been cooped up or maybe experience unimaginable economic collapse will use the election as an outlet to be reactive and blow off steam. 100%, Robin. Yes. But again, it's just an excuse to fucking riot. I don't agree with that at all. And now there's books out defending
protest. I think protest is good.
Sure. If you want to protest, go for it.
Yeah, but obviously the rioting and breaking things.
Please. Get a fucking job. Go to work. Go make money. You're going to destroy someone else's business?
Interesting. I think you have to look at it a little differently because age is now a factor after working one job for 20 or more years.
Sure.
I think that is definitely a factor, but I think the ability to reinvent yourself is also another factor. Right? I think that
Listen, I would have loved if it was 2019 again, Eric, and we were flying high and we were doing thousands of rides a day and we were building our business and creating employment for people and helping people and offering weeks vacation and buying lunches for everyone and offering free breakfast 7 days a week. Like, yeah, that's great. That's great, but we can't do that now, right? So you have to reinvent yourself. So what are we doing? We're doubling down on the podcast. Mom became a medium. We still have BLS. It's not changing. It's just different now. So doing a few thousand rides a day. We're doing a few hundred rides a day now. So you have to reinvent. Robin said exactly.
Your mother raised you right.
Thank you. Whoever said that, we really appreciate it.
Casey.
Thanks, Casey.
I'm part of a new company since January, starting a new business, not giving up. You can't.
Damn right, Joanne. Go for it.
But don't be afraid to change gears. Don't be if something isn't working, you can't just go brute force and then expect to make it work. You have to look at the big picture of saying, okay, is something working? Do you know how many times we shifted gears in the podcast? Just today we changed release schedule. You know, like if things change, like, and
you can't be dogmatic. You have to be fluid.
And at BLS, we change things all the time, but with a common goal towards, you know,
Helping
whatever we want to
people.
do, which is, you know, the company culture that we want to create, or the amount of business that we the amount of revenue that we want to generate. We have that common goal, but things change all the time. You can't be, like Michael said, and I said earlier, you can't be dogmatic.
You got to be like a palm tree. You got to be
I
able to.
pivoted 3 times since March. That's it.
Same.
That's
Nick
it.
Myers says, "What's up, fellas? What's up, Nick?
What's up, Nick?
Thanks for joining in, man. We know who you're voting for."
What's that saying? Reinvention is the mother of skill.
Mm-hmm.
I will reinvent. You have to.
You have to. That's life.
You have to.
It would be great to like not reinvent, right? It would be so great to just be
it's so easy just to coast by,
not have to worry.
But you know, these times, this is what builds your character. This is how you can enjoy the good times. When things are bad, is that's what makes you who you are. You never learn if things are good.
Michael Short, our good friend Michael Short from Las Vegas. We got a lot of Vegas people on this today. It's a great time to go and educate yourself, learn something new, and maybe chase a passion you've always had. I couldn't agree with that more. I couldn't have said that any better.
Well, listen, Mike, you're a writer.
Yes. Yes.
You know?
Yes, right.
You're a writer.
Yeah.
You know, I help support you and Mom with everything that you do in the back end, from websites to
book covers,
and
even to story,
but you know, creating booking tools and and all that stuff. That stuff needs to happen so the creativity can get out there.
You know, people so what I would have done to have YouTube when I was 8 years old and learn to do things. There's
certainly hindsight 2020, but
right now you can learn to do anything.
Yeah, I think people underestimate the power of the internet, the power of personal brand. Listen, we had nothing special with this podcast. We started with 0 users, and we were at 0 subscribers.
You were the first subscriber, and I was the second subscriber.
And it was like that, and it was friends and family for the longest time, and then it was limo people for the longest time. This is what we wanted. Anybody can do what we are doing. Nothing special. Your story is interesting. What you have to say is interesting. You just have to put yourself out there. And I'm not saying to start a podcast, but building personal brand online is extraordinarily important. Extraordinarily important to do.
Yeah. And no one, you see, if you have an excuse, that's just you stopping yourself because you're scared. You know, there's every tool at our beck and call. YouTube is free. You know, going online. Facebook is free.
LinkedIn is free.
Yeah. So no one has an excuse to.
And we don't pay for one like. We don't pay. We've dabbled in advertising $5 a day, $6 a day, doing something like that back when we actually had a little bit more money, when BLS is doing good. I
would like to mention we have offered small fees to have guests on our show.
Yeah. But it's a business like everything else, and we're investing into our show.
Correct.
But it's an investment. Everything that you want to do. I cannot say how important it is to have a personal brand online. Even if that's with your 1,000 friends on Facebook, have a voice, show people what you're doing, because you never know who they're connected with and how new opportunities could happen.
Write the screenplay you've always wanted to write. Write the book you've always wanted to write. Even if it goes nowhere, it's something that you've accomplished. You know, starting a business, there are going to be thousands of new opportunities now in the age of COVID. Because I don't see how we what's up, Jacob?
Jacob is Jacob? Alexander's friend. Yeah, we're not.
Jacob, shouldn't you be in school, bro?
Hold on one second. We're not set up for you. We don't have 1,000 subscribers yet on YouTube.
We're almost there, Jacob.
But I'm not going to ask our viewers for money.
No, not yet.
Well, we'll ask advertisers for money, but we're not going to ask our viewers for money.
Yeah, we won't do that yet. But Jacob, if you want to like come over now and give me like $20, I'll take it.
It's fine.
The next time you have a play date with Alex, a study group with Alex, bring over $20, Jacob. Just leave it under my door.
That's cute.
Jacob, go back to school, dude. Actually, school thing is over for the boys.
They're middle school, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think 2:30 it's over.
Yep.
But yeah, man, Eric, can you imagine being 13 again? 12 years old again?
Yeah, I mean, I think without a shadow of a doubt, I would have been streaming games.
100%.
With Wave Race.
Oh.
On N64.
Yeah.
I mean, without a shadow of a doubt that I would have been streaming. I want to do it now, and I'm getting there. It's
Are you really?
Oh yeah. It's in my mind. It's
Okon
in my
Bros
mind.
Gaming.
Yeah. It's in my head. I haven't pulled any triggers yet. Haven't invested any time or money into making it happen. But I think that it is. I think that it's there. And I bring it up almost every podcast.
Mom's calling me.
Just put her to voicemail.
I did. She knows I'm streaming live right now.
But
so what do you guys think is going to happen tomorrow? End of the world, apocalypse? I mean, what shit's going to be coming about in the next few weeks? Curious to know everyone's opinion, everyone's thoughts. Is Trump going to win? Is Biden going to win? Is the left going to go nuts? Is the right going to go nuts? What are you going to do about it? What channel are you going to watch for the election?
Hold on, I'm trying to grab an image here.
No problem.
But I don't know if I'm going to have time to put it up.
What kind of image is it?
Hold on, let me see if I can grab it. It's a surprise. It's my opinion of what is going to be tomorrow.
How is everyone's Halloween?
I'm hoping peace with the decisions. Yeah,
we all hope for peace. Yeah, sure.
Hold up. Here's what I think is going to happen tomorrow.
You're going to put the okay. You're not helping our audience, Eric. I thought you were going to put the fat picture of you and I up.
No, just trying to make it funny. Right? 100%.
100%.
100%. Going to make t-shirts called 100%.
Start selling t-shirts. Probably donate everything.
I wouldn't mind making like some Okon Bros golf shirts or something.
That'd be pretty cool.
That's interesting. Professor who accurately predicted the last 9 presidential elections predicts Biden 2020.
Great. Dimitri T, DJ Jimmy.
Not watching TV or anything, just praying and doing some of my favorite hobbies.
That works, Paula. Jimmy says delays. We won't know the real winner for a while. I kind of believe that. It's going to be like a Bush v. Gore type thing.
Yep. Joanne says shit show.
It certainly will.
Don't know who this is, but DC is being boarded up. We came down to Sarasota yesterday, and we're going to stay here for the foreseeable future.
If Disney World was open and there was like no restrictions, I would go down to Orlando and just spend the next 3 months there.
Hey, Tammy. Yeah, we're interviewing George on Wednesday. That will probably be live in about
end of November.
Yeah, in about a month it'll be live.
Yeah.
So gotta stay tuned. That's like the interview I'm most excited about.
Yeah, we're really excited about George. George is a really good guy.
George Anderson. Go to georgeanderson.com.
Go get a reading with George Anderson. It's very expensive, but it will change your life. Oh, hey, Tracy. Thanks for joining in.
Hi, Tracy.
Sarasota sounds really nice right now because it's freezing in New York.
Are we broadcasting tomorrow? We didn't have anything planned for Tuesday.
Oh, tomorrow's Tuesday. Right. Yeah.
We're definitely broadcasting Wednesday night.
I don't think we should be broadcasting. I think everyone's eyes are going to be glued to like CNN and Fox. I don't think anyone's going to really want to care.
Tomorrow's election, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Wednesday should be fine. I think we can carve out our little corner of the universe.
I mean, the election hopefully will be over by then.
So we usually do a Monday during the day stream. We do a Wednesday night AMA live, and then we do a Thursday interview. And then we'll like try and speckle in something in between if something interesting is happening or something comes up. So we usually go at least 3 a week, if not more. We
were also toying around with the idea of maybe doing a Friday night happy hour, but by Friday it's just we're exhausted from doing all these podcasts and dealing with BLS. And I'm actually rewriting Monsterland right now. I don't know if people know, but this book behind me, I just bought the rights back from my publisher, Monsterland. I just bought the book rights back. And,
so you can't buy it unless it's a used copy.
Correct. Or the audiobook, anyone can buy the audiobook. And it was actually narrated by Scott Brick, who did Lord of the Rings and like a few in Jurassic Park. I mean, this guy was like a big deal. And I'm adding on. It was originally 52,000 words, and now I'm at about 75,000 words. So I added about 23,000 words to it. And my new agent wants me to get over the 80,000 word mark, which I'll do tonight. But then I'd like to get to about 100,000 words. But yeah, no, I actually have there's more big news, but I have a screenwriter attached to it now, who's going to be turning my book Monsterland into a screenplay, which is very exciting. And who knows where that's going to go? I have a manager, this guy John, who's he's like an old school Hollywood type, and his job is to turn my stuff into films. So we shall see. Exciting though. It's definitely exciting.
Can't stop trying.
How long?
If you would have
when did I write Monsterland? When did I write Monsterland?
2012?
2014.
2014.
Right before Trump announced his candidacy. So it was like 2015.
See?
I self-published it.
Still waiting.
Still waiting. Still
and
going.
still doing work on it.
Mm-hmm. It's 6 years later, 5 years later.
You were a young man back then.
And it was published. Yes, I was 36, 37 when I started Monsterland. And now there's a show on TV. I get questions every day. Is Monsterland on Hulu? Your Monsterland? Nope. Nothing to do with a theme park with monsters. My Monsterland is completely different. But yeah, I'm rewriting it now, and it's still going. And I want to mention this book was optioned by a filmmaker, this guy Jordan Kerner, who produced The Smurfs and The Mighty Ducks. And he optioned my book. It was back, Dad was still alive, so it was like in 2017. And he hired these two Disney screenwriters, these guys that wrote Chicken Little. And they pitched me their take on Monsterland. And it was silly, it was cartoony, it was kiddie. But their goal was to take that book and turn it into a movie. And no studio wanted it. So, now we're trying it again under a new regime.
Well, I think with that, we wish everybody the best of luck tomorrow.
Good luck, everybody. No, it's going to be fine. Expect the riots, expect the bullshit from either side, and just deal with it. Hunker down. Like Jen said earlier in the podcast, make sure you're, stocked with like water and your essentials. But really and truly, guys, there's nothing that anybody can do about it. It's making me nauseous. Please take that off. That's because it's giving me vertigo.
You're impossible.
You're impossible.
We love you all. Thank you for tuning in. We will be live We will be live Wednesday night, and then on Thursday morning will be our next interview, which is Ivor Cummins. Really cool interview. We spoke everything: vitamin D, calcium scoring, heart disease, COVID-19, and according to Ivor, it's all bullshit. So definitely think you guys should tune in, and great opinions on that front.
That was like such a Penn and Teller bullshit. Did anyone used to watch the show Penn and Teller's bullshit? You and I bought, I think we owned the DVDs of that. That's when DVDs were still a thing.
Yeah, no, that was a fun show.
It was a great show.
But
COVID-19 is bullshit.
We got to run. I got a 3:00, so I'm going to prepare for it.
Everybody have a good day and be safe tomorrow, and just know that we're almost out of the woods, we hope. And
we'll find out. Peace
out. Be good, everybody.